Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Will. Today on Delayed I have a couple of twice turned bowls. It's a piece of Hornbeam. So we'll take a closer look at them. As I said, it's a piece of spalted Hornbeam. I rough turned these out, tentatively, so just a little over 2 years ago. So I got a little core from the middle as well, so hopefully I'll get two bowls. But as you can see, the wood is quite punky, and it had a split, so I did put some CA glue in it, so I had another little crack here. So it's not the best piece of wood, but it has some beautiful colouring in it, so I'm going to try and see if I can save something from it. But this crack, it went all the way through. It showed up a little bit here as well, so I had to pop a little bit of CA in there as well. So I'm not sure how far in that inclusion goes, but yeah, it as you can see, it elongated on the grain, so it's well out of balance. It was very close to the pit as well, so the pit was right there, so I probably could have took a piece more off it, but yeah, as I said, not the best bit of wood, but we shall see. And the little core, as you can see, there's a lot of tear out on it from the coring system, so it is quite punky. Usually when you see beech, that really white colour, it's getting close to yeah, firewood stage. But we'll see. We'll give it a try and see how we go. But this has some beautiful spalting in it, so hopefully we'll get something from it. So I'll start on this bigger one. Just to speed me up, I just put a little recess inside the bowl. So these are 3.5, nearly 4-inch jaws. So I'm going to grip it so as I can true up, put a fresh tenon on, because this one has gone all over, and I can true up the underside of the bowl first and go from there. So we'll get it mounted into the chuck, close in the jaws, and it should fit. So just expand the jaws now just to catch that recess. That's just done the job, a little pinch up, perfect. So looking at the screen, my bowl is way over, so I'm just going to adjust the camera for a second. So now, just adjust the camera a little bit. So now we can make a start on this. As I said, I'll put a fresh tenon on, and I can throw up the underside first. So it's a piece of spalted Hornbeam. I've never turned Hornbeam before. It's from the beech family, so it's very similar to beech. So I'm just going to start off with a 3/8 ball gouge, 3/8-inch ball gouge. So as you can see, it has a little bit of a wobble. So I have my divider set for my chuck jaws. So I just got a parting tool. So now that's my tenon formed. So I think for the shape of the bowl, I'm not going to do too much of a curve. I'm going to keep it not straight, but very slight curve, not a round doggy bowl shape. So yeah, we'll see how that looks. Now, if the base all trued up, but there is a slight little crack here, but I think it is what it is. So I'm just going to switch to a slightly heavier ball gouge now, just to come up along the side here and true this up. nice and clean here, but I'm missing a piece here, so I need to go in a little bit further. I have plenty of meat because the wall thickness is about 1 inch. So I'm just taking another little bite here. So nice and clean so far. So I can see an area here where I'm missing. So you can see it was quite out around. The super glue is still a little bit wet there, so I can see the crack has opened up a tiny little bit here. So I might just put another little bit of CA glue in that and hit it with some activator before I proceed any further. So I'll do that and I'll take you back when that glue is dry. So now I popped a bit of CA into that crack as well, and just a tiny bit in there as well. But I see a little crack here as well. I'm going to leave it and see. I'll take another pass or two off and see if I can get rid of that one. And I can true up this end of the bowl as well. See what it looks like then. Now see how did that do. Yeah, a little punky area here, so I think I might pop another little bit of glue in there. The rest of it's not too bad. Yeah, so I'm just going to glue this little piece here. So now that's the super glue in there again, so hopefully that will do. I just put an extra little bit here as well, so I have a tiny little tool mark here. I don't want to take any more off. I'm sort of happy with the shape. As I said, I wanted it slightly curved. I don't want to take off. If I take too much more, I might lose some of that nice spalting. I definitely will here. I'll lose this because there's not much of it left on this side. So what I might do is I might just give this a little shear scrape, and hopefully that will do. So just try a little 1-inch shear scraper first. See how that works. And that cleaned up quite nicely. So as you can see, this scraper just takes off that tiny little angel hair, which is lovely. You can do that same cut with a gouge as well. Just close the flute on the left hand wing and just draw it across, give you the same result. But yeah, tiny little bit of tear out there. Tiny little bit there, so I might go one more pass. So I'll try the bigger one. This is actually the tool I made. It's a homemade one. I made it in a video just recently. I've been dying to have a try of it. So again, as you see, that lovely little fine shaving coming off. But that has done the job quite nicely. So that is a sandable finish in my book. So I get it sanded and I shall take you back then when we're going to do the inside. So now that's the piece all sanded up. I sanded up to 400 grit. So it's sanded up quite nice. Some beautiful figure in it, or some spalting I should say. Some lovely bands of it here. Unfortunately, we had a crack, but nothing we could do about that. So we get a bit of finish on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a coat of shellac-based sanding sealer on first. And I will give it a little bit of polish at the end, a bit of wax at the end. So now just let that dry off. Actually, we might as well go the whole hog on this one. We'll give it some Yorkshire grit. And that has brought that to a stunning finish. Even though it hasn't been waxed yet, it looks quite good. So now I shall flip it around, get it in the chuck and get the inside hollowed out. Now ready to start hollowing. So the first job is I'm just going to slope this rim in ever so slight. That's cutting quite nice. So a slight little bit in the bottom. There's a little tiny punky area here. I might have to put a little bit of CA in there as well. Yeah, it's in the same spot as I filled on the outside, so yeah, I'll have to deal with that. But other than that, I'm good. So I'm just going to take a tiny little bit from the bottom. I'm just going to switch over to my 60°. So now I'm just going to pop a little CA into this little inclusion here. and actually there's another tiny little opening there, so yeah, it's going to need a little bit of attention. And as you can see here, that was the crack that was filled from the outside, which is okay because the CA glue I can see came all the way through. But yeah, so I'll do this and we can take it from there. So now guys, that's the CA done, and I left it about 10 minutes just to go hard. So I think it's good enough. So I might just take one more light pass just to clean up that surface. That should be good to sand in. And that has done the job. So now we're ready for sanding. So again, I'll get this sanded and I'll take it back when we're ready to put a finish on. So guys, that's the sanding just finished. I sanded up to my usual 400 grit. Sanded quite nice. See where I filled a couple of little spots with CA, which doesn't look too bad. So we'll get a little bit of a sealer on it. Again, a shellac sanding sealer. Now just let that dry. So the sealer's nice and dry now, so we're going to go with Yorkshire grit. So now that's all the gritting done. And again, that brought up a beautiful finish. So now we'll just get it cleaned off and we'll get some wax on it. So we'll just clean it off with some denatured alcohol, just to get any little residues off it, or from the grit, which there wasn't. So nice and clean. So I'm going to put some microcrystalline wax on. So I'll just rub that in at a low speed just to make sure I've got everywhere covered, and I'll have to leave it then for a couple of minutes just to flash off, and then we can give it a buff. So now I've left it about 10 minutes and it's gone nice and tacky, so we can give it a buff up. Now that's the wax all buffed up. I think that didn't turn out too bad. just a nice soft curve in. I left it crisp on the outside, but a nice and smooth on the inside. So yeah, pleased with it. If I was to be a bit picky, the only thing is the crack, the CA, but listen, there's nothing I could do about that. Wood is wood, and it will crack, unfortunately, and it will have defects, so we just have to deal with them. But yeah, I'm happy with the bowl. It's a lovely bit of spalted wood. Some beautiful character in it. Except for that bit, that's not supposed to be there. I'll pop that bit off in a bit. I'll do that off camera. So I also have the other little guy here. So while I'm set up, I might as well turn it. So I'll get this turned and I'll show it at the end of the video. I might try something different with this one as regards to finish. I might try some oil on it and see how it works out. But this one is quite punky, as you can see. It has a lot of tear out in it. But yeah, I'll get this one turned and I'll show it at the end of the video. And you've already seen the turning of this one. So I'll take you back in a bit. So that's the second little one turned. It didn't take too long. As you see, I only had to take a couple of cuts off inside and out. A couple of little defects in it, but I'm not going to go to the bother filling them. This one actually, I can see daylight through it. So yeah, this one is a little inclusion as well. We believe in this one, all natural. So I'm going to put a little bit of citrus burnishing oil on this one, just see how it looks. It's darkening the wood down a slight little bit, not too much though. Again, I sanded this piece up to 400 grit like the other one. Now that's a nice coat on. So I just burnish that oil in now. As I said at the start of the video, this was processed about 2 years ago. It was a bit of spalted hornbeam, which is from the beech family. So there we have the two bowls, guys, done. For me, it's the next morning. I took the tenon off both of them, just oiled up the base, and yeah, this one finished up quite well. As I said, this one was oiled, and I gave this one another coat of wax, and again I took the tenon off and just put a couple of little detail lines in the bottom. But yeah, it has some beautiful spalting, some nice inclusions, and yeah, really happy with it. Piece of hornbeam. So yeah, quite chuffed with the two of them. So anyway, guys, that's a wrap on this one. So hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you might tap that like for me and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to leave me a comment as well and let me know what you think. And I shall catch you on the next one. So take care. Bye for now.